Hello, River Edge family. We're so happy to see you today. This past year at River Edge has been quite a roller coaster. We were on pace for a record-breaking year of impact until the world changed dramatically for us all in March due to the current pandemic. That being said, the staff team at River Edge still has much good work and incredible news to celebrate with all of you. It takes a team of people to do this work, share the work with the community, and support the work financially to make it possible. As members, you are an absolutely critical part of this team. Before we get into program specifics, I'll share some exciting growth at River Edge. If you recall, we opened the new Sugar Bush House in March of 2019 and celebrated its first year in March of 2020. Then, also in 2019, we built a new River Outpost, and we celebrated its grand opening in September of 2019. Both new home bases are hosting summer campers right now. A third project, an upgrade to the River Edge Farm, is breaking ground in July. This new maintenance building with a real bathroom and running water and improved parking will allow better access to River Edge's sustainable agriculture efforts. And there's so much more to report from River Edge. So let's turn it over to the remarkable staff team to share some of the highlights of the past year. Matt, go ahead.
Thanks, Jessica. Every year we find something new and amazing, from bioluminescent fungus to previously unknown species in this area, as well as new management tactics and approaches. Witnessing and actively teaching through such interconnected, diverse land makes us as employees more grounded in nature and helps us recognize what our land needs and what we need to know more about. In this last year, we have reached many new municipal workers, landowners, state agencies, college and high school students, neighbors, researchers, and restoration professionals through our conservation classes and special projects. The real prize to working here is the chance to break away from traditional management of invasive species and get into intelligent tinkering. And for that, we've chosen to research orchids native to River Edge in coastal counties and the federally endangered rusty patch bumblebee. Through these projects, we've been able to create new survey protocols for research, gain a better understanding of the historic and current range distribution, and identify areas for these species to return on the River Edge property and in other areas where they have. Some of our partners include the Minnesota Landscape Arboretum, the Chicago Botanic, the Nature Conservancy, the Wisconsin DNR, the University of Wisconsin-Madison and Milwaukee. There's several labs within those two schools. Stantec, Pheasants Forever, many land trusts and county parks departments. And I think it speaks well of our endeavors and how contagious and relevant they are within these circles. I'm going to turn it over to Mary Hollebeck, our senior naturalist.
Thanks, Matt. So one of the hats I wear as the senior naturalist is as project director for the Sturgeon Project. And I want to report that last year, our 14th year of the project, it was a very successful year. We released another 1,080 sturgeon at Lakeshore State Park at Sturgeon Fest 14. That brought our total to 17,700 fish that have been released. But after all these 14, 15 years, the exposure of the facility has required some repair work. So in the winter months, the DNR renovated the entire facility thanks to a generous grant that Natalie secured from National Fish and Wildlife Service. So this March, we were really looking forward to getting inside that newly remodeled facility when the pandemic struck. And so we did hear from the DNR on the 22nd of April that due to the national health emergency, the DNR decided to suspend collection of lake sturgeon eggs this spring. The same day, we received word also that public events at Lakeshore State Park were canceled due to the pandemic. River Edge staff and volunteers are definitely disappointed, but realize that public health comes first. So there will be other years. One positive note that has come from this is that some of the fish that we have released in the past have started to come back. So between April 24th and May 1st of this year, the DNR reported 12 different sturgeon being sighted in the Milwaukee River. Most of them sighted around the Estabrook Dam, and one was caught and released right below the Clutch Park sluiceways. So our fish are coming back after all these years, and that's pretty exciting news. Another thing that we initiated this spring because of the pandemic is some virtual programming, one of which is called Tea and Topics. Natalie and Jessica started that off in April, and it was basically developed in response to some suggestions from some of our members. We started our first Zoom meeting on April 9th and continued until just yesterday with about 25 people attending each of those sessions. And now, starting in the summer months, we're going to have a program called Stroll with a Naturalist instead. So we'll be taking some casual walks twice a month from now until September, focusing on all things natural outside on some specific focuses each time. We also went virtual for the Memory Cafe, a program that we've been doing in conjunction with the Department of Aging over the years. In April, we covered container gardening, and this month we covered Go Purple Month, which is a focus that the Alzheimer's Association every year encourages people to wear purple and think about brain health. We basically looked at everything purple in nature, from purple finches to purple coneflowers. So the month is still going, so keep an eye out for all those things in nature that are purple, and hopefully it will remind you of the Alzheimer's Association. We also went virtual with the Bird Club meetings and held our first one with Jean Lord from Pineview. She introduced us to some of the animals she's rehabilitating at her facility, and this month we'll be, or starting the one in July, we'll be focusing on bird photography with Dan Wondrop. And we've brought back Friday morning bird walks for the whole month of June too. So lots of things happening out here, both virtually and in person. Hope you can join us. Now I'm going to turn over the program to Sunny.
Thank you, Mary. Imagine a school where children go on outdoor adventures every day to explore forests, prairies, and wetlands under the careful watch of teachers, yet are free to learn from what they discover and enjoy. Thanks to a grant award from the Department of Public Instruction, River Edge developed the first nature-based public charter school in southeastern Wisconsin, where experiences such as these are woven into the school day. On September 3rd, 2019, after more than 2 years of planning, the River Edge Outdoor Learning Elementary School welcomed 70 students in grades kindergarten through 4th. The vision of the River Edge School is to create an environment where students are connected to the outdoors every day. Guided by 3 pillars of nature, inquiry, and community, the school creates a hands-on learning environment where curriculum is brought to life and curiosity is fostered through time in the natural world. Throughout the year, students explored their outdoor classroom on foot, on cross-country skis, with snowshoes, and by climbing into the treetops. They asked questions, made observations, and developed an inquiry mindset. They built meaningful relationships with each other and developed a strong sense of place. For these students, attending a school like this is a life-changing experience. The ultimate vision for the River Edge School is to serve as a learning laboratory, not just for the students, but for all educators in the region looking to incorporate the outdoors into their own schools and districts. Already, the River Edge School has inspired the development of a similar charter school in southwestern Wisconsin through the efforts of the Kickapoo Valley Reserve and the Lafarge School District. Their forest school will be opening in the fall of 2021. Another way we're positively impacting our community is through our ongoing partnership with the West Bend School District and Kettle Moraine YMCA to host a public, nature-based 4-year-old kindergarten at River Edge. We completed our 4th year of the successful program, and more than 50 students in 3 classes participated in hands-on, child-centered opportunities for learning through exploration and discovery in the outdoors. This fall, the program will expand to 4 classes, allowing more than 70 children to participate in this tuition-free program. Through a wide variety of seasonally appropriate experiences, children develop a strong connection with their natural world and build skills needed to prepare them for kindergarten. So after 50 years, River Edge is still a leader in bringing environmental education into our communities in exciting and innovative ways. I think our founders would be proud. I'll turn it over to Carly now, the Associate Director of Education.
Thanks, Sunny. Hello, River Edge members. This year, the Scientist in Residence program wrapped up its 4th year in the Cedarburg School District, and 5th in West Bend to conclude the first of its kind partnership in the state. Here are just some of the ways that the scientists and residents broke down classroom walls, literally, and got more than 6,000 children outside learning. The top highlights include guiding the groundbreaking of 2 new natural play areas, co-facilitating 2 professional development opportunities, empowering both school districts to budget resources to send all K through 5 students to either River Edge or the West Bend Outdoor Classroom, a school forest. And as if the community outreach in schools isn't enough, reporting on behalf of our adventure education manager, Steph Merton, who's busy teaching camp right now. Last year in 2019, the ever popular Nature Journey Summer Camp saw its highest year for enrollment at 488, just shy of 500 campers, with a total of 36 sessions. So the camps were in such high demand that we needed to add an extra session and stretch the others to their maximum. And although this summer, despite the setbacks of the coronavirus, enrollment is still tracking well, with over 400 campers who are safely and eagerly welcoming their summer with friends at River Edge. Finally, some exciting things on the educational technology front are happening at River Edge with the completion of 2 new digital tools to help students and visitors engage with our exquisite natural resources. The first was a watershed interactive table, a 56-inch touchscreen table that was funded by the Fund for Lake Michigan and helps students and visitors learn about both the Sturgeon Project and allows them to enter water quality data that they've collected from their studies in the Milwaukee River. The second was a first of its kind maple sugaring augmented reality app, which enables you to literally grow a maple sugar tree through your iPad in your living room or wherever you are and make visible the invisible process of maple sugaring. The tool was incorporated into the virtual Maple Sugaring Festival. It also took a visit to the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin and even was incorporated into 2 schools while they were remote teaching this spring. We are looking forward to using these tools to a much greater extent in the years to come. Next, I'll throw it to Casey.
Thanks, Carly. River Edge's inquiry-based school programs and homeschool programs continue to inspire, connect, and engage young learners in environmental education. This year, over 3,300 students and 217 homeschool children participated in River Edge educational programs. From wading knee-deep into the Milwaukee River, hiking to the top of an 11,000-year-old glacial moraine, to tapping a maple tree and seeing the first drops of sap emerge, our educators helped create lasting memories and teachable moments for all ages. Additionally, with the implementation of new digital tools highlighted by Carly, students dive deeper into the science of maple sugaring and water quality and take part in citizen science data collection. Although homeschool programs looked a little different this spring, we were able to continue the program virtually for all remaining sessions. Educators got creative, creating original videos, activities, scavenger hunts, and Zoom nature show and tells to keep everyone connected and inspired to get outside. For the last day, we hosted a virtual share fair, showing some of the amazing nature projects and creations made by homeschool students, as well as photos from the past school year. The content made for our virtual homeschool programs fueled the idea to create learning guides for schools in addition to in-person field trips. Looking ahead, these place-based learning packets will allow students to discover and study the natural features, systems, and organisms in their own neighborhoods. This school year has shown that with creativity, flexibility, and ingenuity, there will never stop being opportunities for people to engage with River Edge and with the natural world. Next up, Cassie with Family and Community Programs.
Thanks, Casey. Family programs are like branches on a tree. They grow in all different directions, but they're all rooted in the same place. Our traditional on-site family programs at the heart of River Edge continue to be at the center. And the most popular themes this year were family fishing events, Little Explorers Playgroup, nature tots, and our night hikes. Over the last year, we've experienced growth spurts in areas such as adult programming, with opportunities offered through a partnership with our Friends of the Domes partners. Workshops included brewing your own kombucha, wildflower seed collection, and holiday bough trimming in order to make wreaths. Family programs have embraced a new limb of wellness, offering programs that combine yoga, forest bathing, and mindfulness into opportunities for parents and children alike. Now everyone knows how to do that tree pose. This past year, a strong new limb was established with the addition of the River Edge School, allowing us to offer a weekly nature club on Wednesdays to give students a little extra rich experience, building skills and exploring outdoors with their peers. While family programs have weathered some storms this year, we've had some fresh new growth with our virtual egg hunt. We stretched our team to grow in a new direction, embracing technology as a tool once again to help families and our communities connect with nature. Our treasured partnership with the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin has continued to allow for seasonal growth when conditions of public health were appropriate. And they also helped us meet our goals of meeting people where they're at, no matter where that is. Our community outreach offshoot continued fruitful growth under the Community Rivers program, celebrating our first ever volunteer coordinated lecture series this past winter. We're excited to launch into a new year equipped with more tools and knowledge and support in rallying citizens together for clean water and committing to create a healthy river community along the Upper Milwaukee River watershed. In 2020, we are very proud to be partnering with the villages of Saukville, Grafton, Newburgh, Fredonia, and Kewaskum. These municipalities see the value in connecting their citizens to the river, which runs through their communities. We know that this nationally recognized, robust partnership is bristling with potential for additional communities to join the cause in the future. At this point, I'm happy to swing things over to Ed.
Hey, thanks, Cassie. Right now I'm at the River Outpost. We have one of our summer camps taking place here. It's our newest building, so you may hear that in the background. At River Edge, we've made great strides in garnering media presence, growing and engaging our network of friends and followers, and connecting with our members and program participants. In the past year, we've garnered press from regional outlets such as Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, On Milwaukee, TMJ4, Milwaukee's NPR station, 89.7 WUWM, Ozaukee Press, CBS 58, Fox 6, and other outlets featuring such projects as our Orchid Restoration Program, Sturgeon Fest, the creation of the River Edge School, longtime plant habitat volunteers, collaborating on offering an all-terrain wheelchair, and how we work together to reach out to our members and friends during the spring COVID-19 isolation period. Speaking of which, and on the communication more than marketing side, I'm especially proud of how the River Edge educators banded together from a distance to learn new skills and techniques to engage and teach from our living rooms, backyards, gardens, and relatively quiet River Edge trails as River Edge virtual naturalists. In a time of anxiety and uncertainty, we provided a voice of curiosity, discovery, and wonder. And now I turn it over to my colleague, Natalie.
Thank you, Ed. We have witnessed incredible generosity throughout this year, particularly in unique times. The River Edge family always finds a way to show their support, and this was particularly true throughout this year, both prior and during the pandemic. Back in September, we celebrated a record-breaking farm-to-table fundraiser, which raised over $75,000 to support River Edge's mission-driven work. In November, our annual Giving Tuesday campaign allowed each staff member to raise designated funds for the things that mean the most to them at River Edge. Over $5,000 was shared in support of staff designated needs and gave everyone a chance to share their personal River Edge stories and passion. Over the past year, the incredible behind-the-scenes development team was able to secure $100,000 in designated gifts and grants to support mission-driven programs and nearly $40,000 in sponsorships were raised through business partnerships in support of events and special programs. Our annual operating campaign has raised over $360,000 so far at the time of this recording, and will continue to accept charitable donations through June 30th. This support is particularly important this year to help offset earned revenue that was anticipated from events and programs that had to be canceled. Additional fundraising allowed for the construction of the new buildings to support existing and expanding programs at River Edge while dispersed throughout the land. And our membership currently includes more than 2,300 households and is projected to once again reach a record high by the end of the month. I'd like to give a special thanks to our major corporate sponsors for the year, We Energies Foundation and West Bend Mutual Insurance Company. The support and leadership that these organizations provide to River Edge each year is immeasurable. And finally, thanks to each of you for being a part of the River Edge family. Your generosity, passion, and dedication is what makes River Edge strong and allows us to connect families, schools, and communities throughout southeastern Wisconsin with the natural world every day of the year. Each of you are directly helping to inspire the next generation of environmental stewards, and we are so incredibly grateful to have your support. On behalf of everyone at River Edge, thank you. Back to you, Jessica.
Thanks, Natalie. So in a big, happy Brady Bunch family type of way, that's our past year at River Edge Nature Center. And there's so much more that we didn't even have time to share. So please reach out, ask questions, and come visit River Edge. And remember, we can't do this work alone. It takes us all, and that includes you. Thank you for all you do as part of this River Edge family. And this work and this impact certainly could never be accomplished without the partnership of all of our volunteers. We'll turn it over to our new volunteer and special events manager, Amy Dito, for our annual volunteer report and recognition. To hear more from Amy, please click on the next video on our virtual annual membership meeting page. And have a wonderful day, and we'll see you at River Edge soon. Goodbye.